issue that we face, and I think primarily it's because of that snow weather. But as the mayor said, we have increased the funding for that line item, and we can be a community that does multiple things. We don't need to focus on and be like Bloomington, the place where we fix potholes and nothing else. You know, we can do other things. And so if we're hearing and need to look at doing more, then we can look at doing that. I would also add, you know, with the downtown sort of area, we're dealing with a lot of state roads that are hopefully going to be coming in and getting fixed here soon. And so that's something that's always constraining us too, where I have so many students who drive in on market and places like that. I'm like, these are state roads, I'm sorry. But that's not to write it off from the state, but that's just a reality that we're also feeling this too.
Thank you. One of my last appropriations represented was about $5.5 million to repay Veterans Parkway from Washington Street to Clearwater. It takes a lot of money. City of Bloomington allocated about $96 million in the present budget we're in to fix the roads in the city of Bloomington. Let's get fixing them. Because while there are also state roads, absolutely, the state needs to come up and do what they're doing on West Market, some other areas. There's lots of roads in Bloomington, ladies and gentlemen. They have nothing to do with the state. It's Bloomington. $96 million budget, I recall that. Let's get the money out and fix the roads.
What role do you believe the city manager plays in ensuring effective governance, and do you or do you not support the city manager position?
Also, as a political science major myself in college, I fully support city manager form of government. You know, for me, when we switch to a strong mayor form of government, you're putting more and more hands into political individuals who may change from year to year or 4 years to 4 years, and that gives them, in my opinion, too much power. Very similar to what Beverly and Kathleen brought up. You know, we have that person who is the expert in the field of what's happening day to day with how to run a city, right? They have a public administration degree. And that's super important. We can't just rely on whoever decides to run for mayor, that they know the ins and outs of everything there is to know, right? And we're not going to find that expert person. And so if we as a council can work together to find that person that we all like, and that we can work with and who can do that job on the day-to-day, I think that's the best way to do it. It's not in the hands of just one mayor who has all of the power to make all of the decisions. So in my opinion, keeping the city manager is of the utmost importance.
Thank you. Well, last I checked, you ladies and gentlemen have taxes. Because you live there. You pay taxes. You want to see your services increased. And you want to see a good response from the government, whatever the issue is. I'm not going to get into a shooting that occurred in my neighborhood on my street about a year and a half ago. In response, we worked through things with the city, but we're all concerned over that. When it comes to this form of city manager in the city of Bloomington, we've had a strong city manager, very strong, in the last 6 years, that Mr. Gleason left. We have a new city manager, Mr. Jervis, who I work with as a representative, who's legal, who's a strong individual and do it well. They have to complement each other. So if we're going to go to a different form of government, that's going to be because the people of Bloomington want to do that. Right now, that's not the case. And whoever the city manager is, if I'm the next mayor of the city of Bloomington, I will work with them because I'll be working with them on a daily basis, all the time, on your behalf.
I am in favor of a city manager and council form of government. I've been at this for almost 14 years now, and I think it has worked well. I think if you put power into one individual as a strong leader, I think it would be, you have the potential of getting somebody who doesn't necessarily have a lot of experience in terms of municipal administration. So I do believe that having a city manager, but also a council, serves as a check and balances. And that's what I've seen works the best. And a lot of the positions, a lot of the issues that we deal with, I think, in my opinion, are dealt with in a less political way. And it's been it's worked very well.
Thank you. Are you,
You go first.
are you pro or con sanctuary city?
I am Tom. I'm from the city of Bloomington.
And I am not for Sanctuary City. I mean, we had an opportunity to, there were some discussions in the past that we had on the city council, and we went in a different direction. So that's something that I did not, I did not vote for, and I did not want to push. I don't want to push because I think it made us entirely. We don't want that. We don't want that for the city. We need you to work discreetly on whatever issues that we have.
Yeah, agreed. I don't see that as something that City of Bloomington needs to do.
Thank you. Okay, Mayor, what would be the first policy change you would make?
Well, the first policy change that I would make, I think, would be with regard to housing, and that's something that we're going to talk about in the next couple of months. But I think we need to look at our zoning ordinances, but also take a look at ways that we can incentivize developers to come to town. So we'll be focused on housing.
I would also be focused on housing. That's first and foremost. I think that's the thing that rolls into all the different issues and situations that we see. But more than that, the Regional Planning Commission came out and said the very first thing that we should do is set up a commission between the county, the town, and the city to look at housing at a larger scale and not just within our silos of Bloomington. And I think that has to be done right away.
I don't know that it'd be the first, it would be a priority of mine, looking at restructuring boards and commissions in the city of Bloomington. Right now, what occurs, ladies and gentlemen, when there is a situation where there's not a quorum, that important issue that's laying before maybe developers, laying before investors in the city, maybe related roads, whatever the case may be, that gets held over to the next month if there's not a quorum there. We need to look at either combining some of these commissions, some of these committees, and seeing how we can keep moving the business of the city of Bloomington forward.
I'm ready to call questions on that one. I want to thank you guys. I'd like to thank everyone for coming.
Thank you.